Aloha. I did a live video so I could also share the information on the channel. Otherwise, I'm going to send you that video link. And then here is a personal video that I'm sure you can go over this a couple times. As far as the ukulele, I'm just going to give some backstory on it and then talk about some functions of how to get a practice regimen going on each day. So the ukulele standard, as you can imagine, is a smaller guitar, Cordova bass with the dreadnought style. Has a sound hole and it has 4 strings. Originally, it didn't have a low string. We only do that now with a polymer that allows nylon strings to work. Otherwise, they were called gut strings, and they were made from the intestines of different things, generally cat or pig. Long story short, gut strings last a long time and they make a good sound as long as you keep them all nice. Our strings are going to be a G, C, E, and an A. Getting really used to those notes, bong, 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 is really good in the beginning. Other than that, we learn a couple different chords, but what I start off with is going to be the spider exercises. And what we're going to do here is we're going to put a first finger on the first fret. We're going to put a second finger on the second fret right in the middle. You never want to play on the metal fretting. You want to be right in the middle of the fret. And then pinky on that 4th fret. Now, as you can understand, each one of these is like just jumping up like an itsy bitsy spider going up a water spout. If you can successfully move to each one of these notes individually like this and start walking them up, what you'll notice is when we play, we generally keep our fingers over and play those frets with those fingers. So our 1 finger, 2 finger, 3 finger, 4 finger feel great playing with our 1, 2, 3, 4 fret. We can play an open 1, 2, 3, 4 and have an extension finger, and that's exactly what we do. The 5th fret can have a backwards finger of a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. See how we have an extension? And then when we do after our 9, we have our 9, 10, 11, 12. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 3 quadrants onto which you could go back and forth, and you never really need to shift around. So if you could play a chord here, you could play a chord here, and you could play a chord here. Fun. The chords that we generally learn are the basic first position chords. You would have something like a C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, B diminished, and then back to C. C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, B diminished, and then C. What I'll be able to show you is that we have inversions which utilize a different note on the bass, like a C major. We could also have our D minor, E minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, and then B diminished. And there's a multitude of different ways that we can play these different chords. So that's kind of what we work on, learning different ways to play these and put our fingers and hear tonality. But as far as our spiders and teeter-totters go, they build muscle memory, and then they build perfect rhythm as well as getting you ready to play chord progressions, which are a little bit hard. So without further ado, when we pluck one string, pluck another, and pluck another, we're making sure that we're pressing down hard enough. These are going to be over the top. They're not flat like a bar chord. We're not trying to press down with a flat note or a partial bar or a half bar or a full bar. We're just simply trying to press down the note so we can get something audibly out of there. If you get something that sounds like this, that means that you're not pressing down hard enough and or you're playing on a metal fretting on the middle. Try to put it right into the middle. When we go up in order and we play through our notes like this, sometimes you'll get a muted string. The idea is if your fingers are etched enough or over the top, you won't be muting with the back fat of your finger. The whole point of spider exercises is to build up muscle memory and be able to get to about this speed. When you can do this with one finger plucking on your plucking hand and then all of your fingers get every single note, I say switch to your middle finger. And then you start performing getting this going. Now, here's the rub. Our middle finger and our pointer finger are the good fingers. When we have that exercise down and we switch to our third finger, it really is a hard practice. And dare I say, the pinky. Not going to use the pinky a lot or the ring finger, but knowing how to use these gets them excited because we will be doing something called finger style, which allows our fingers to move in different orders and do different picking patterns. Cool. After that, we're just going to play some chords. If you can go through these spider exercises for 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, eventually in like a month or two, you don't have to do them in order. You can do like 1, 4, 2, 3, 1, 4, 2, 3, 1, 4, 2, 3, 1, 4, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2. You can do all sorts of different mechanisms for recognition of notes. They don't have to make sense, but the idea is that you could memorize them. That's the real big rub. And then secondary, our teeter-totter exercises takes any chord. We're going to do this example on this video with 3 chords, one of which has no sharps and flats. It's C major. When I do a downstroke and then I keep my hand going in 4 beats, resting for 3 of them, and then playing again, I'm exhibiting a whole note. 1, 2, 3, 4. Strum, rest, rest, rest. When I strum, I want to immediately change my finger and prepare to play the next chord, which is the same, but we're using rhythm on our right hand and rest to start performing and making perfect strides, getting a balance and a fulcrum of back and forth. If we were to go to a chord like F major, which has 2 fingers down, one being on the E string, augmenting it by a half step so you achieve an F natural, and then on the G string, augmenting the open G so we bypass the A flat or the G sharp, and we land on the A itself. This is an F major because it has F, A, and C. When we play a downstroke on and we move our secondary finger to the same notes and we play the remaining rest and play on the one chord, we have almost an eternity of time in betwixt both. F major, place, place, rest. Place, place, rest. Being able to do this, you can do it with all of your finger sets. You have 3 of them. You have your 1 finger set. You have your secondary finger set here with our 2 and 3, our middle finger and our ring. Then you have your ring and your pinky, which is our 3rd. Very cool, huh? So being able to play these changes when you turn it into half notes, you'd be strumming on the 1 and 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. See how the fingers are moving faster? Well, when we do quarter notes, your fingers stop layering like this, and they just start going in one felt swoop. That's the whole purpose of this. And don't let it be lost on you, because you're doing it slow over here, by the time you get to like 8th notes, you'll be flying, I swear. So try and practice these each and every day. 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there really goes a long way. When you do 5 minutes a day, it builds up to be about 30, 35 for the week. And then when you do this for each week for a month, just practicing 35 minutes each week to 45 minutes each week does an amazing thing to the brain and to the fingers, the muscle memory. If you play more than an hour, you will absolutely see the differences, but it is very, very important to know what you're practicing. As far as our syllabus that I've written when we do get together, it will cover basically what's in the other video, modal structures, how to play C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, C, D, E, F, G, A, B flat, C, C, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, to know all of your major modes. And then we'll do our minor modes, C, D, E, flat, F, G, A natural, B flat, C. That's Dorian. Aeolian, C, D, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C. That's Aeolian. And then our Phrygian, C, C sharp, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C. That's our Phrygian. And then Locrian, 1, flat 2, flat 3, 4, flat 5, flat 6, flat 7, 1. And I know it might seem arbitrary now, but that mode that I just played sounds great over a diminished chord. So what I like to do is have practical application to show you how to create melodies using these modes. Put it with something called the major or the minor harmonic progression, so we can start writing something that's a little outside the box, and then just redefine what all our 1, 3, 5 relationships are. I think that is a great syllabus to start off with, and then that should lead into maybe like 8 to 12 weeks that would have some sort of course that extends into like part writing. Why not? Or just something which helps us to think outside the box. It's very nice meeting you. I'm looking forward to seeing when we're going to sign up again. Otherwise, I'm going to send you an invoice. Go ahead and pay that whenever you get a chance. It'll cover the lesson we did today and then 3 additional lessons for 30 minutes. If want, I can send videos whenever you want. I do those for the same 30 minutes. And then whenever you're done with that video, you just ask for another one. We do a face-to-face Zoom, so we do a recap if you have any questions so you can see physically what's going on. And then we go on from there. Aloha.